the universe might be fake, and quite crudely so. Scientists recently discovered that when you magnify the universe to the extreme, it starts to blur like a photo enlarged infinitely with edges all pixelated. More terrifying is that these pixels are not a bug, but the underlying code of the universe. Everything in front of you, including yourself, is essentially composed of countless invisible pixels. This is not a science fiction setting, it is a fact confirmed by physicists. They call this the Planck scale, a length unit so small it makes you question life. At this scale, time fractures, space shatters, and all physical laws fail. The most absurd part is you can never clearly see these mosaics because the universe has specifically set up a wall between you and the truth. So what exactly is hidden behind this wall? Why does the universe prevent you from seeing its true face? Today, let's tear away this veil. This discovery actually came from a desperate night. In 1900, German physicist Planck stared at the formula he derived, his hands trembling. He calculated a number, a constant so small it was absurd, 6.626, followed by 33 zeros and then a 1. What does this number mean? It means energy cannot be infinitely subdivided. It has a smallest unit. It's like when you play a game, the health bar can't decrease by half a segment, only by whole segments. Planck was like, he had discovered gravity and then realized he had been standing on the edge of a cliff. What was even more terrifying was that he knew this discovery would blow up the entire edifice of physics, because before that, everyone believed the world was continuous. But now the universe tells you, no, I have a limit. My resolution is only this high. Take it or leave it. So just how small is this Planck length? Let me give you an analogy. If you enlarge an atom to the size of the entire Milky Way, the Planck length would still be as small as a grain of sand. To put it more plainly, the width of a strand of hair is 10 to the power of -5 meters, while the Planck length is 10 to the power of -35 meters. Even the most powerful weapon created by humans, the Large Hadron Collider, which can accelerate particles to 99.999% of the speed of light, is still millions of times away from touching the Planck scale. In other words, we can't even touch the edge of the universe's mosaic. So why can we never see these pixels? Because the universe has set up an iron wall here. Physicists call this wall the energy barrier. If you want to see smaller things, you need to use higher energy to hit them. But here's the problem. When you try to see the Planck scale, the energy you need is so great that as soon as you focus the energy on that point, it will collapse into a black hole, swallowing your observation equipment along with the entire laboratory. So, the universe tells you in a very harsh way, if you want to peek at my underlying code, first turn into a black hole. This is why we can never confirm whether the universe is made up of pixels, but the more bizarre part is yet to come. Behind this wall, in that abyss we can never see, physicists have mathematically speculated a terrifying scene which they call quantum foam. Imagine if you could pass through that wall, you would see space-time itself boiling. That's right, not a metaphor, actually boiling. At the Planck scale, space-time boils like crazy, with particles appearing out of nowhere and disappearing instantly. Tiny wormholes explode and close before your eyes. Gravity, electromagnetic force, all forces merge into a jumble here, and even the sequence of time becomes chaotic. You might see the result happen first and the cause appear later, like a movie playing in reverse. So the Planck scale is not just small, it is where the universe completely loses control. You think that's it? No, the universe has more in store for you than just one wall. When we shift our gaze from the microscopic back to the starry sky above, you'll find another wall waiting for you. This wall is called the boundary of the observable universe, 465 billion light years away from us. No, I'm not talking about the end of the universe, but the end that we can see. Because the speed of light is limited and the universe is expanding, galaxies outside the sphere are receding at superluminal speed, and the light they emit will never, ever catch up with us. It's like standing on an ever-expanding balloon, shining a flashlight into the distance, but the balloon expands faster than light, so we are trapped in this light cone. On one side is the mosaic of the Planck scale, and on the other is the darkness of the universe's boundary. We are stuck in the middle, unable to go either way. At this point, you might ask, what does all this mean? Are we really living in a program? To be honest, physicists don't know either. Some say that the existence of the Planck scale proves that the universe is discrete, like a computer screen, where each pixel is either on or off with no intermediate state. Others say this is just the limit of our measurement and does not mean the universe is truly like this.
There are even crazier theories suggesting that
This universe is actually a projection of a higher dimensional space onto a lower dimension. If this is true, then the mosaic at the Planck scale is not a bug, but the resolution limit of the projection. But regardless of what the truth is, one thing is certain. We humans happen to be in a marvelous position. We are larger than the Planck length, so we won't be torn apart by quantum foam. We are smaller than the observable universe, so we can see the stars and the sea. We are just stuck in this middle scale, large enough to generate consciousness, small enough not to be abandoned by the expanding universe. Just think, if we were a bit smaller, close to the Planck scale, our bodies would be torn to pieces by quantum fluctuations in an instant. If we were a bit larger, so large that it would take hundreds of thousands of years for light to travel from our head to our feet, we wouldn't be able to form a unified consciousness at all. Finally, I want to say that maybe the mosaic of the universe is not meant to trap us, but to protect us. If we could truly see the Planck scale, see the tearing of space-time and the madness of particles, we might find that what we call reality doesn't exist at all, and everything is just an illusion of probability. Such a truth might be more terrifying than ignorance, so the next time you look up at the starry sky, remember, beneath your feet lies an invisible abyss, above your head an insurmountable wall, and you live in the gap between these two walls. But it is this gap that created life, created consciousness, and created all possibilities. The universe may be fake, but every second you feel is real, and that is enough.
Like, share, and subscribe.